Welcome to 5-Minute Mediumship, and in this video we're going to look at the faculty of clairaudience. So when we think about clairaudience, we think about clear hearing, and it does relate to that aspect of hearing, but not in the traditional way that we might think. Sometimes when we think of clairaudience, we think of audibly hearing a voice, the voice of spirit, the voice of contact, in the way that you might be hearing my voice at the moment. And of course, that's not the case. So all of the aspects of mediumship work through our conscious awareness. So they work on a mental aspect, which means that the thoughts, the feelings, the senses of spirit are perceived through our psychic senses. And when we work with the aspect of clairaudience, we're actually almost tuning into that thought vibration of the spirit contact that we're working with. So with clairaudience, very, very occasionally we might hear something objectively. Sometimes that does happen, but more often it's a constant transmittance of the thought of the spirit contact that we're working with. So with clairvoyance, where we have an image, with clairsentience, where we're sensing an awareness, with clairaudience, we're having that awareness of the thought, and the thought comes in and it moves through our mind. And if we don't give that thought when it moves through our mind, then it leaves our mind and another thought comes in. So if you're incredibly clairaudient, what you're actually doing almost is tapping into that vibration of the spirit thought as it's active. So as the spirit person, the spirit contact is thinking that thought and it's moving through your conscious awareness, you're tapping into it. And if you give it at that moment, it has the clarity, you can go back in to that aspect of the contact and gain a little bit more clarity, a little bit more detail. But because it is a constant, almost a constant stream of communication that's being transmitted to you, if you don't give that thought when it's there, when you're experiencing it, then it will very shortly be superseded by another thought. In terms of strengthening your aspect of clairaudience and that aspect, and it is an aspect of hearing, although it works through our mind and a thought process with spirit, that ability to perceive and to have a greater level of clarity in what we're perceiving as a thought, as a sense of audible sound. When we work to stimulate that aspect within ourselves, we want to be aware of what we are listening to. So one of the ways that you can work with that is actually just to be in a still space within yourself, in a still place within meditation perhaps, but just a light state of meditation, and really be aware of the sounds that you are hearing. So be aware of the traffic in the distance, be aware of the clock ticking, be aware of the noise of nature, of animals outside. And as you move into that aspect of being aware of the sound, you'll become aware of a different aspect of sound, which is that aspect of the transmission of thought. It's that aspect of the transmission of the thought vibration. And as you start to become more aware of that aspect, then when you work with a spirit contact to deliver what they're trying to bring across, you will have a greater sense of clarity about the thoughts that they're transmitting to you.